Hi there everyone, this is Tracey from Lavinia Stamps and welcome to another tutorial today. Thank you for joining me. We have our zigzag card here that we've been decorating over the last sort of few weeks, and I am on to the next page. I am going to do a watercolour. This card really does lend itself well to watercolour paint. I've got a yellow and a red, and I've got a brown and also my grey. So first of all, I'm going to just give the card a wash of water, and that's really important. You need to saturate this card, and it just means that the paint moves so much nicer when we've got a very wet card. Just let it just soak in. I'm going to start with a little bit of yellow. Now remember, you don't need much colour at all with watercolour. Less is more. And now I'm going to pick up a little bit of orange. And you can see just a tiny amount goes such a long way. And now I'm bringing in some grey. Having a dark colour against some of the vibrant colours really does give it sort of an atmosphere. Your greys and your blacks are really quite important. So you can see how I'm just applying this. I'm just flicking my brush over. And if you're not happy with it, just keep working with it. You know, add more water, keep it moving, that's the key. I'm going to stop there, and then I'm going to dry this off first, and then we're going to carry on. So do make sure it is completely dry, because we're going to glue on it and we're going to stamp onto it, and that won't work if your card is damp at all. I've got some torn paper here, so I'm going to just pop that down round about there. Okay, so I've got my glue. This is the Bippity Boppity glue, and I'm going to go around the edge. So it's quick drying, which is nice and handy. And there we go. And now I'm going to grab the graphite. This is from our Elements, and my stencil brush. And I'm just going to deepen that colour along the edge, blending the two edges together. So just take your time and blend away. Okay, now the paper there, it's a little bit too light for me, so I'm going to add some of the Mysticals. This is Chestnut Bay, so this is the mica spray, and I'm going to pop a little over the top. Okay. And that just kind of mutes it down. Add a little bit more if you want. I'm going to dry that off. So that gorgeous mica, I don't know whether you can see that, but it's a copper mica that's come through from this one here, the chestnut, and that copper against the black, or the dark grey should I say, is absolutely gorgeous. It looks lovely. Okay, so we're going to stamp now. I'm going to stamp the trees first, I think. So I've got a tall tree here. This is one of our pine trees. And I'm going to ink up in the Nocturne, so I'm going to keep it black again. Give that a good ink up. And then I'm going to pop that tree around about there. Give it a good press, remembering you're stamping onto the textured card, so it's never going to come out as perfect as, say, the multifarious card, but I think that's okay because it's quite a sort of rustic, grungy sort of card anyway. Whoops. So, in fact, that's come out really well. So I'm pleased with that. I'm going to ink up again, and this time I'm going to take the bottom of the tree off. I just want it slightly shorter. And that way it doesn't look too repetitive. Because if I did it the same height, it would look like the same stamp. Whereas if I just change the height slightly, it looks very, very different. So again, give it a good press. Might just put a little bit there as well. Okay. So next up, I'm going to use our little leaf stamp here. And I'm going to pop that on my small block. And this time I'm going to ink up in Shady Lane. So this is quite a nice deep green. I'm going to put lots of leaves around. And take them along the bottom here as well. And the next thing I'm going to do is put myself a little fence up. I don't remember which way, that's the way, isn't it? I'm going to go back to the black now, ink up my little fence, just pop that down. And then I'm going to pop that on next to that one and do the same on the other side. And of course you can take that as far as you want along the edge. Okay. I'm going to go back to those leaves. Just feel like it needs another colour. So I've gone with the Golden Meadow. I'm going to use the same leaf stamp. Just bring in a slightly different colour. Okay. And now we're going to pop a verse just at the top here. And this time I'm going to ink up in the twilight. Now again, you're stamping onto a textured card, so just take your time with that. Okay. And I've got my little black Posca pen here. I'm just going to join that tree up a little. There we go. I've got some Stickles here. This is the green Stickles. This is my absolute go-to. I do love this colour, but then I do love green. And I'm just going to run my finger along the edge. Just blend it out a little. And what shall we have? Live life. There we go. And there it is. So, quick watercolour background, and then just literally stamping over the top. As you can see, I've torn some paper out of one of my books, and that's it really. So it hasn't taken me that long to do. It's achievable. I hope you've enjoyed today's demo, and I hope it's inspired you to have a go yourselves. Thanks so much for joining me again today, guys. You take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.